Alright guys, this is now take 3 of this video. Um, it's just so fucking frustrating. If you are living with someone who you know like creates content online, and you could come in upstairs and you could hear that person talking, and you could tell that they're talking to a camera, why would you go in? It's ridiculous. Is it a big problem? No. But anyway, so take 3, back to vintage clueless drinker at the moment. So another Mikkeller Beer Club jobby, and one that was actually brewed for the Mikkeller Beer Club. And not sure where this brewery is from, but they're called Ølsnedkeren. I know I'm saying that incorrectly. And I believe these guys might be from Denmark. Probably not. You can't really read it on the label either, to be honest. And I don't even know what ABV it is, but this is a can of the Fullt Flor, if that's actually pronounced properly. Beautiful, beautiful artwork on this. Lovely colour scheme. Nice sort of painted scene of an abandoned building, which kind of looks like a church, or it might be an industrial sort of building. I'm not sure what the significance of it is. There's also a nice little car there. So yeah, the beautiful little scene. No idea who the artwork is done by, but they've done an absolutely beautiful job. And yeah, so half of the beer's already gone because I've already reviewed it. I was just going on and on and on. So luckily, maybe it's a good thing that I was interrupted. Anyway, so link down below to my referral link if you're interested, of course. And yeah, beer in the glass then, and it's got a lovely sort of peachy, slight. Do you know what it reminds me of, actually? You know, you get like tinned peaches, but also tinned pineapple, and you get the sort of the juice, or it's not a brine, is it? But it does the same thing as a brine. That's what it reminds you of, but it's really nice and chalkily pale. A lovely vibrancy to it. Beer poured with no head whatsoever, and it reminds me of juice that has little bits in it that you can get out of a carton, almost going to smoothie level. But yeah, looks absolutely lovely. So on the nose, it just smells so good. It really does. This is such a lovely smelling IPA. Grapefruit, blood orange, pineapple, peach, a little bit of mango, but not too much. It's not too much on that sort of side of the spectrum. A little bit of resiny vibes. There's a little bit of sort of a, what am I trying to think of? Savoury element to it, but not too much. It's brewed with Atzaka, Citra and Mosaic. And if you're familiar with these sorts of beers, you're getting those noses. You know, it's one of those things where, is it really worth describing the smell of a New England style IPA these days? Do you know what I mean? But that being said, there's a little bit of a spicy tone, almost like cayenne pepper. But it's smelling good. Really, really is. Not too sweet. Lovely citrusiness, tartness. Anyway, smells lovely. Let's give it a taste. Cheers, guys. It's good. When I was first sipping it, one of the big points that I went on about was how there's really not that much carbonation on this beer. But it works in its favour because it plays into that smoothie-like character. Lovely and bitter on the back end. In fact, there's a consistent bitterness throughout that lingers nicely on the back end. One thing I would say, a little bit green. There's a little bit of a harshness there, and I do think that this isn't as carbonated as it should be, or this it could be carbonated more. So I'm not too sure if this is like a 100% representation of what this beer should be, but the sort of negatives about it kind of work in its favour at the same time to really play into that genuine juiciness. It's not too sweet, which is good. Aside from that green burn on the back end, nice and balanced, quaffable as hell. As I said, not too sure what the ABV is on this. To hazard a guess, I'd say about a 6.5% or something along those lines. What about like a eucalyptus character coming now? That menthol character also. But yeah, it's like, I don't want to sing this beer's praises because I think there are not necessarily faults, but they're just niggledy things in the back of my head, thinking that this isn't a true representation of what this beer was set out to be. Maybe if I'd let it rest for a little bit longer. I mean, I've had it for just over a week now as I'm recording this, and I think it was actually canned in on the 18th of July this year. Was that the best before? I'm not too sure. It's really hard to decipher. So it does have that sort of like young green hop burn to it, but I still think it's a lovely beer. That body is just playing tricks on my mind. It really, really is. I think it might lose that if it was a little bit more carbonated. But yeah, it's like innocent smoothie, maybe diluted slightly with a bit of like sparkling water. But yeah, aside from that, lovely, lovely stuff. The last couple of weeks I've managed to get hold of a couple of cans of Treehouse beers, and it's actually somewhat reminded me of that. And it gives me to that point where I think here in Europe and in Scandinavia, we are rarely giving the Americans a run for their money with these sorts of beers. We really, really are. And for the most part, at a fraction of the price they pay to have them, imported and that sort of thing. So as much as I enjoy, getting to try the likes of Barrier, who are a little bit more accessible in the UK now actually, but the likes of Finback, Another Half, Treehouse, Trillium, you can name drop any sort of brewery, Bissell Brothers, Hills Farmstead, blah 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 blah. It's great when you get the opportunity to try them, especially at the right price. But stuff like this, I mean, even though I don't think this is a true representation of the actual beer, I could just be, that's just my opinion. I have no factual evidence or brewing knowledge to, really stand behind that statement. I just get that impression. But I still want to try more beers from these guys because the artwork is just beautiful, genuinely beautiful. And the beer itself, it's what you expect with the style, but it's got its own little quirks about it, which I do really like. And it's not too sweet, and the aroma's not in your face, and then you taste it, you don't get anything from it. It's a lovely, lovely beer. It really, really is. So in terms of a rating then, I do think there's potentially a conditioning element to this can. I'm not sure what the other cans, I've not heard the feedback from fellow beer club members as to what they thought of this beer. So I'm going to slightly give it a lesser mark than I would normally do. But that being said, I could still, with a straight face, give this an 8 out of 10. I think it's lovely and it's perfect for a muggy day like this. I've just had egg fried rice, that transition of the flavour left over from the A4 rice is, you know, mixing nicely with the subtle spiciness of this beer. And yeah, I'd be really interested to try more from these guys. So yeah, like I said, I think they're a Danish brewery. I'm not too sure. There will be reference information down below as per usual. So if you want to give them a look, then definitely do so. And if you come across any of their other beers, give them a try, because I'm going off one beer and I'm very happy with it. So yeah, if you have tried anything else from this brewery, then I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. What recommendations would you give? And that sort of thing. Check out the brewery down below. Of course, if you're interested by any of the beers that I get from the Mikkeller Beer Club on a monthly basis, then my referral link is down below to get yourself a nice little taster discount, if you will. So yeah, 8 out of 10 for this. Check out all the links down below. Thank you all for watching, and I shall hopefully see you all later. Cheers guys, and you all take care.